The day it all fell apart started like any other Tuesday. I kissed my wife Clara goodbye as I left for work. We'd been married for 7 years, and I thought we were happy. We had our routines, our inside jokes, our shared dreams. We were that couple, the one everyone said was rock solid. I remember her smile that morning. Seemed a little distant, but I brushed it off. Maybe she was just tired. Later that evening, we were on the couch, watching some mindless TV show. It was our usual wind-down ritual. Clara was scrolling through her phone, a small smile playing on her lips. I leaned over, thinking she was looking at a funny meme she was about to show me. I glanced at her screen, and that's when my heart stopped. I saw her picture, the one she kept as her lock screen. It was a selfie we took on our anniversary trip to Italy, the Colosseum behind us, both of us grinning like fools. It was my favorite photo of us, but I wasn't watching her look at it. I was watching her delete it. Her thumb hovered over the delete button for a second, then pressed down. The photo vanished. In its place, she selected another picture. A picture of a man I'd never seen before. He was handsome, I guess. In a rugged sort of way, with a chiseled jaw and piercing blue eyes. He was smiling directly at the camera, a look of pure confidence on his face. She set his face as her new lock screen, and the small smile on her lips widened. My blood ran cold. I couldn't breathe. It felt like the air had been sucked out of the room. Who was that man? Why was his face on her phone where our picture used to be? I wanted to scream, to grab the phone and demand an answer. But I was frozen, paralyzed by a mixture of shock and a deep gut-wrenching dread. I just sat there, staring at the TV, but not seeing it. The sounds of the show faded into a dull roar in my ears. Clara must have sensed the shift in me because she locked her phone and put it down, turning to me. "Everything okay, Mark?" she asked, her voice laced with a casualness that felt like a slap in the face. I couldn't look at her. I just nodded, my throat too tight to form words. How could she sit there, right next to me, and pretend everything was normal? Did she think I hadn't seen? Or did she just not care? That night I barely slept. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw that man's face. I replayed the moment over and over in my head. It's a casual way she deleted our life together, our history, and replaced it with a stranger. The next morning, I tried to act normal, but the tension was a thick, suffocating blanket between us. I watched her every move, searching for clues. The way she guarded her phone, the way she'd de-smile at a text message, and quickly put it away if I walked into the room. The signs had probably been there for weeks, maybe months. The late nights at work, the sudden interest in a new fitness class, the emotional distance that I had chalked up to stress. I had been so blind, so trusting. I wanted to confront her, to have it all out in the open, but I was terrified of the answer, because deep down, I already knew. The picture wasn't just a picture, it was a declaration. It was the end of us. A few days later, I couldn't take it anymore. The silence was eating me alive. I waited until she was in the shower, and my hands trembled as I picked up her phone. I'd never violated her privacy like this before, but I had to know. My heart pounded against my ribs as I guessed her password. It used to be our anniversary date. I tried it. Incorrect. I tried my birthday. Incorrect. Then, on a whim, I tried a new combination. A date from a few months ago when she'd gone on a work conference. The phone unlocked. My stomach dropped. I opened her messages, and there he was. His name was Alex. The messages were filled with I love yous and I miss yous. They had plans. Plans for a future that didn't include me. They talked about our house, my money, and how soon she could leave. They even joked about my obliviousness. Reading those messages felt like being stabbed repeatedly. Each word was a new wound. She wasn't just cheating. She was building a new life on the ashes of ours. I put the phone back exactly where I found it and walked into our bedroom. I felt strangely calm, the kind of calm that comes after the storm has destroyed everything. There was nothing left to be anxious about. When she came out of the bathroom, wrapped in a towel, smiling, I looked her straight in the eye. "Who's Alex?" I asked. The color drained from her face. The smile vanished. A moment, she looked like a cornered animal. She tried to deny it, of course. "I don't know what you're talking about," but the lie was weak, transparent. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't yell. I just stood there, holding all the broken pieces of our marriage in my hands. "I saw Clara," I said softly. "I saw you change the picture. I saw the messages. The fight that followed was ugly. It was filled with tears, accusations, and heartbreaking confessions. She admitted everything. It had been going on for 6 months. Alex was a trainer at her new gym. She said she'd fallen out of love with me, that we'd grown apart. She said she was sorry for the way I found out, but not for the affair itself. A lack of remorse was the final nail in the coffin. She was already gone, and I had just been too in love to see it. That night, she packed a bag and left to stay with a friend. The silence in the house was deafening. I walked over to the bookshelf and picked up our wedding album. I flipped through the pages, looking at the hopeful, smiling faces of two people who thought they had forever. It felt like looking at a different lifetime, a different person. I closed the album and put it away. The days that followed were a blur of lawyers, paperwork, and painful conversations. Dividing our assets, our friends, our life. The man whose face had replaced mine on her phone was now a permanent fixture in her life. I saw them once, across the street, laughing together. For a second, it hurt like hell. But then, a strange feeling washed over me. It was relief. The betrayal had been devastating, but it had also been a wake-up call. I realized I had been living in a comfortable illusion, ignoring the cracks in our foundation because I was too scared to face the truth. Losing everything forced me to rebuild. I started focusing on myself, rediscovering hobbies I'd let go of, reconnecting with friends I'd drifted away from. I went to therapy to process the grief and anger. It was a long, difficult road. It's been over a year now. I've moved to a new apartment, one that doesn't hold any ghosts of my past life. I'm starting to date again, cautiously, but with an open heart. Sometimes I think about that Tuesday night, the moment I saw her delete our photo. It was the most painful moment of my life, but in a strange way, it was also the moment I started to get my life back. It was the end of a lie and the beginning of my truth, and for that, I am eventually, and surprisingly, grateful. I learned that sometimes the most painful endings are just clearing the way for a much better beginning. Thank you for listening to my story. If you've ever been through something similar, know that you are not alone and that healing is possible. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more stories. Your support means the world.